Hey, listen.
Can you hear us now?
Can you hear me now?
Anybody?
Yep, I'm getting.
Nope.
Yep,
Yep,
I heard my hey,
yep.
listen.
Okay.
Yep, I'm
All right.
getting double. So yep.
Let us begin again. Hello, and welcome to Rainbows and Razor Blades Productions, where chaos reigns in all of our content. Welcome to the premiere of Madness Takes Artena, a 5e homebrew campaign where the continent of Artena has been physically and metaphysically blocked from the rest of the world. What madness will the players confront, and what will they do in the face of it? Stay tuned to find out. Introductions. I'm going to be the DM for this campaign. I am Kristen. I put my command up there for introducing myself, so I'm not going to put it again. And then we will jump right in and introduce Izzy.
Hi, I'm Izzy. I will be playing Paintbrush tonight, and yeah, that's me. See you guys soon. Or something.
And Mary.
Hi there. I'm Mary Kate Mead. You can find me on socials at Nerd on Wheels 15 or the Nerd on Wheels. I am playing Amariel Anthor, the half-elf paladin. Yeah, that's what I am this time. Oh God.
And Skag.
Hello, everybody. I am Skagwater RPG. You can find me pretty much anywhere under that name. And today I will be playing Lustin Fire River.
And I'm not going to giggle at all saying Lustin, I swear.
I don't like to make my DMs have to do stuff at all.
And Danny.
Hi, I'm Danny. You can find me everywhere as Dr. Snugglebutts with a Z at the end. And I am playing Trenton Aloth Sunstar. Your lovable, super smart himbo, which doesn't make sense, but it's gonna work because I say so. That's it.
I totally thought I got all my commands, but alas, apparently I did. The Danny one disappeared. I swear, Moobot's going to kill me.
Oh, man.
I'll
So
fix it
you
on break.
should follow
all good.
to make me feel better, random people on the internet. Thank you.
And last but certainly not least, Steve.
My name's Steve. I go by Hermes4939 most places on the internet. You can follow me on Twitter at W9Steve. This is my first kind of long-term stream campaign, so I'm really excited. I'll be playing Arrow, the Vidalcan cleric.
And we do have ways to influence the game. We should have a graphic up soon on Coffee. And I also forgot to make a command for the Coffee link because, I'm on top of things today. But you can donate to have various effects that will affect the game. I can't remember it off the top of my head, so I'll do it later. It's whatever. It's something else I will do on break. But for future reference, if you do want to influence the game, Coffee is where you can do that. All right, let us begin. It's a chilly spring day in the city of Balmoral, where even in the summer it tends to be chilly as it's on the edge of the ice fields. The suns are bright in the sky, making it a blinding but beautiful day. When we meet our characters, where would each of your characters be and what would they be doing? Let's start with Errol.
Okay. What time of day is it again? Is it
It's
morning,
afternoon.
afternoon-ish? Okay.
Yeah, it's afternoon.
Afternoon, you'd find Errol, who is a fairly tall Vidalcan with a pretty actually nice set of leather armor with the symbol of their god Priscas kind of emblazoned on their holy symbol, which is kind of like a crossroads that has some fire to it. Their holy symbol is pretty simple. It's got some red glass in it that kind of denotes the fire. And then they have a pretty elaborate kind of head wrapping that helps protect them from the cold, that is much more elaborate and kind of fancy than the rest of their outfit. Right now, Errol would definitely be with Kabnas, the purveyor of a local shop. They have an apartment that's above Kabnas's shop, that they are kind of allowed to live there. So right now they're kind of pointlessly trying to kind of organize some of the stuff that's around Kabnas's shop, trying to put it in some semblance of order, and probably getting yelled at during that time because he's touching stuff. And Errol is kind of killing time until they get some kind of mystery or some kind of case happens to walk through the doors. They are kind of a beginning detective, and enjoys mysteries and crimes and solving them. That's actually how they met Kabnas, who they currently stay with.
Perfect. Let us go to Lustin.
Lustin is going to be looking for work either at the tavern or somewhere else, whether it be at a shop. He'll be talking to whoever they are, whoever's in charge of those places, and he wears, well, kind of what I got on right now, actually, a bright blue fedora and a bright blue jacket with a bunch of silver inlays on the inside of this, and he has what he looks to be like he's carrying around a conch shell on his side. Yeah, and he's got a trident strapped to his back and a whip on the other side of where the conch shell is. So, and yeah, I don't remember the name of the shop either.
Oh, the Farm Magician. If you look, I did put up the marketplace map so that you can see at least most of what's in the marketplace. There is some that's still hidden in other places.
Okie-dokie.
All right. Let us go to Trent and Paintbrush. Are you two together or are you separate today?
I would have tried to separate. Now, if I succeeded, that is a whole other story.
How about you roll stealth and Paintbrush rolls perception, and we'll see if you snuck away or not.
Yeah, you definitely snuck away. I rolled a 2, whatever. So if it's higher than a 2.
And I rolled a 16 total.
Okay, so we'll start with Trent and where he has wandered off to after escaping the view of his friend slash watcher slash
babysitter. So I gotta do the voice. So Trenton is walking through the market and he's just looking, honestly, babes. So he's just looking around. He's got Mirage sitting on his shoulder. That's his familiar. It looks like a little cat. And it's just like nuzzling up, and he's just looking around, seeing if there's anything interesting. Because he's not someone who likes to be pent up at the school, so he just kind of goes out. He sometimes has little sticky fingers, but it's really to like snag an apple. He's not really trying to like pickpocket people. So he's just wandering, seeing if there's anything of interest, anything that could like challenge him in a sense. But he's just enjoying a nice early afternoon stroll, just taking in the sights and enjoying the freedom of escaping from Paintbrush for the afternoon.
And Paintbrush, where does that leave you?
Yeah. So I would have easily got distracted with my painting. If there's like a free wall without anything on it, I'm gonna, oh, this is a good canvas. And so paintbrush, he has a quarter staff size paintbrush, and he's going to take a look at this blank wall and kind of put his hands on his hips and trying to see what to do with this big empty wall.
Roll me a perception check to make sure that there's no guards in your vicinity.
17.
Okay, yeah. There are a few that you can see, but currently they're all just kind of hanging out in the marketplace, like where the wagons and stuff are, checking out the traveling merchants' wares. So you think you could probably get away with it. And Amariel.
Yeah, so I think Mario is coming out of the Wacky Mole Tavern and she's really, really, really excited and is probably going to go and look at the marketplace because this is so different from where she grew up. You could just kind of like, at least you had to ask the trees to pick an apple. But these carts and things are just super, super different. They don't have that in the summer court. So I think I'm going to go and look at what the shiny stuff is because it looks really interesting.
And what do you look like?
Oh, yes, I should describe my character. Amariel is a semi-tall, blonde half elf, wearing almost, it looks like a crystalline armor. She carries a long sword and what looks like a rusted chakram on her hip. She has a bubbly, childlike attitude of seeing the world for the first time and has tribal markings along her forehead and cheeks, as well as all kinds of braids and beads throughout her long blonde hair. But she's going to go and try and see what shiny things there are and anything that she normally wouldn't find where she's from.
Paintbrush and Trent. I don't think that you guys described yourself either. So we're going to backtrack a little and have each of you describe yourself quick.
So Trenton is a high elf, but he's got a bit of a tan. He's got long dark hair pulled up into like a high pony. And he's wearing not leather armor, but it looks like it has some leather pieces and some fur, and it's like a very, very deep. Like when you think it's too deep, go like a couple of inches lower, into like this open vest that just seals at the bottom, and like these very big, puffy harem pants that are red, and so it's ornate with like gold embroidery and reds and whites and blacks, and then on the shoulders there's like big puffy like pieces of fur that from the side almost look like a lion's mane on each side. And he's got a scimitar on his side, and he's got his little familiar sitting on his shoulder that looks a bit like a cat right now. And it almost looks like red and gold make it up, so it's almost like uh a morning sunrise, and as it goes up from tail to head, that's the color of the sunrise. um and he's just hanging out, chilling,
All
feeling vibes.
right, paintbrush. How do you look besides your giant paintbrush?
So he is a little odd looking. He is half tabaxi, half elf. So he has some like the elvish face, but like cat-like ears. Tall and thin. He wears a white robe. But since it's a little cold out, he has a black bodysuit underneath. And he would look graceful, but he is covered in different paint spots all over his nice white robe. But his paintbrush and his gold tribe jewelry is untouched by paint, so he takes really good care of those. But he is littered with paint.
All right. So as you're all off doing the various things that you're doing in the marketplace, You can all hear the boisterous and joyful Furbolg who runs the Wacky Mole Tavern, Maldris Moldrum. And she's outside her front door and she's sweeping snow from the stoop. She's on the smaller side for a Furbolg, not quite hitting 7 feet, with a fine sheen of purplish blue colored hair that covers her body and some luscious locks of purple hair that trails behind her. She's got odd plaid bits dotted throughout her hair and on her head and her body. As she was probably out working in her greenhouse, which sits behind the Wacky Mole Tavern. And so you can tell that the bits are fairly fresh and she's been out there recently because they haven't started to wither in the cold yet. As she's sweeping and she's kind of like loudly singing off key and just in general, this very approachable figure. And she looks up to the eaves above the door and she sees that there's some icicles and she doesn't want those falling on her guests. So she reaches up to sweep them off. When she does this, she's hit with a blast of really cold air and she lets out a scream. The crystals take on almost a sprite-like figure and they begin to attack her. What do you all do?
Okay.
Is this something like, is this kind of sound new for the area? Like after being here for a while, would this be highly out of the ordinary?
Yes, it would be.
Okay.
I'm going to start pulling some tokens onto the map. And before we get what you guys are doing, let me pull those down to see where everybody is. All right, Trent, where would you say you're at?
I would probably be at a table, probably about to drink. And I would hear the scream and I would just gulp a very large sip down and turn to kind of like look to see what's going on.
Right, and I see that Errol has placed himself in the Far Magician.
If that's okay, yeah.
Lustin, where did you think you would be?
Lustin would be right outside, probably bound to, please. Like he's just exiting after getting done talking to the shop owner there.
Okay. So that's 3 of you. Marielle, where would you be?
I'm probably just coming out of the Wacky Mole Tavern, just starting out, and then I probably turn around and hear this.
Okay. And last but certainly not least, we need a good one for our paintbrush. We'll grab this. All right. Where would you be at?
Either the left or the right side of the Wacky Mole Tavern, just because I feel like that there'd be more space to paint on either
This
side.
is
of those.
where the bigger walls are, so I'll put you right there.
Yeah, perfect.
All right. And then these are gonna be, no, go smaller. There we go. Our bad guys.
I was like, he's so big.
They're actually fairly on the smaller side. So what you do see is, oh, there's 4 of them. My bad. Let's see, the 4th one's over here. What you see is something that looks like it's made of ice crystals with wings and a really long hooked nose, very pointed ears, and it's like very kind of creepy, imp-like, but made of ice. And on that note, let us roll initiative.
Oh,
Woo!
goody.
Yay!
Go ahead and roll it, and then I will ask for it in an order so that I don't get overwhelmed and lose track. All right. Marielle, what did you get?
14.
Errol?
15.
Leston?
16.
Paintbrush?
14.
And Trenton?
18.
All right. So the ice methods do go first.
Oh, great.
Don't kill me.
So honestly, the three up at the front are probably going to, since none of you have interacted with them yet, they obviously aren't going to attack you guys, but they are going to start attacking the Furbolg, Malgtris.
No.
No! Oh
Oh, that
How
doesn't
dare.
look
Oh.
good.
How dare.
That definitely misses with a 5.
no! Okay.
Only d20. That misses with a 6.
Okay.
I'm just drinking, going, you can do it. Don't get hit.
I swear, I can never roll well when I'm the DM. That's another 5. So they all miss Malgtris. So they're kind of just like being annoying in her face, swiping with claws. And then the fourth one that's more off to the side is going to attempt to break open the window that it's by and try and get inside the tavern. Of course, they're the one that rolls well. So the one that is off to the side breaks through a window and is trying to attack the people that are... Can I ping? I swear there's a way to ping. So like right here is where the person inside they're attacking is. They did only get through the window. They haven't quite gotten to that person yet. But now we go to Trenton.
So I'm gonna take another sip. Fix myself. Is there like not my mug with the beverage, but are there other like plates and mugs on this table?
There was one other person sitting there with you, and they do have like they got up and kind of started to jump backwards, and they did leave a plate and a empty mug of ale.
So I'll be like, sorry about this. I'm gonna grab his ale and I'm going to launch it with catapult.
All right, go ahead and roll for that, I believe.
It's a straight shot line of 90 feet. And I'm aiming for this one. And he
Which
has to
one? Sorry.
make oh
The one
my
closest to you?
no, the one that's like a straight line between me and the other one, like the third one.
Okay.
Because
Yeah, I
it
did
has...
label them 1, 2, 3, and 4 now. So
Oh, okay. So I'm aiming for 3 because it goes in a straight line. Because if it misses 3, it keeps going, and then it might hit 4.
fair. All right.
So it has to make a dexterity saving throw of 15.
Nope, that's a 10.
Yay. So it takes 3d8. 16. Yeah, because I can math. 7, 7, and 2. So 16 bludgeoning damage to number 3.
And
And-
as you, oops, sorry, go ahead.
No, and then I just want to know, was there any ale in the mug? Because I'll be really sad if when it makes impact, there's a
No,
splash.
there was no ale in the
Oh,
mug.
thank God. Oh, thank God. Oh, thank
And
God.
as you hit it, you hear,
Silly human, silly elf, whatever you are. You're in for it soon.
Ooh, not good. And then I'm gonna move back, like, not human, but I'm glad you corrected that. Thank you. And I'm just gonna go over here.
okay.
Sorry.
All right. That brings us to Lustin.
Oh, goody. So no, number 4 is inside the building, correct?
Number 4 is still outside the building, but they are swiping through the window they broke at a patron.
Goody. Okay, cool. So I'm going to move 30 feet, which is there. And then I am going to use my action to dash. And with my charger feet, I am going to continue running into this thing and making an attack roll with my trident.
Okay.
And that'll be a +5, I believe, to hit, or is it plus? Let me look really quick. 10 feet plus. It is a +5 bonus to attacks damage rolls. All right, even better. Cool. So if I hit, I deal 5 more damage. Alrighty. What is that? It's a nat 1.
Oh no.
It's a nat
So
1.
Oh no.
you get into position and you get ready to dash and do your charge, and you go to hit him with the trident, and because he's so small, you misjudge, and he kind of blends in with other icicles that are hanging from the building. You misjudge where he's at, and you kind of hit above him, and you knock some icicles down on top of yourself. And I would like you to make a dexterity saving throw to see if you take any damage from the sharp icicles.
Dexterity saving throw, huh?
Good try, I think.
Okay, that's better. That's a 19.
Oh yeah, you easily like kind of jump back as they start to fall, and then prepare to defend or attack as need to be. Because I'm pretty sure that's the end of your turn, yeah?
That will be it. He's gonna be like, oh gosh, I got to make sure I watch out for the right one.
And that brings us to Errol.
Okay. Yeah. Let's see. So Arrow is going to initially yell at Kopnas to get down and shut the door first and then get down. So they're going to move out 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
There is also a measuring tool if you
Oh, that's
have
right,
over
there is.
there. There is, yeah.
Yes. There
So you can
is.
measure instead of having to count the squares.
Thanks. Let's see. So they're going to actually fire off a guiding bolt at number 1. If it wasn't one thing, it's another. There's always something going on here. And they 13.
To hit,
Yep.
that hits.
Oh God. Okay. Let's roll some damage. That's going to be 17 points of, I believe, radiant damage. As you
Holy
see them
crap.
grab their holy symbol and make a quick prayer to Skos, and then fire out their hand forward. They said, "Be gone," and shoot it forward at the number 1 for 17 points of damage.
This one, as it gets hit,
How dare you attack us? We will get you for this, blue man.
Oh, thank you, evil.
anything else for your turn?
No, I don't believe so. I don't think I have anything reliable for a bonus action. I've already cast level 1 spell, so I think we're good.
All right. Paintbrush and Amariel, you're at the same initiative. Who has the higher dex?
Probably not me. I only have +2, so.
+4.
Okay. So Paintbrush, it is your go.
I am going to use my feet, my tabaxi feet. Feline agility to double my movement since I'm so
Okay.
far.
And this is a water wheel in between you and the rest of them, so you would have to go around it.
40. So I'm gonna go right there because I see Trent over there.
I grab the plate and I slowly hide my face behind it.
Where did you move to? Sorry, your token didn't move.
I'm just measuring it out. So
Oh,
that's
gotcha. Okay.
40. So
I didn't start this, I swear. It's not my fault this time. I think. Not actually sure.
So mostly you're just trying to get over to Trent before in his area before you get close enough to attack.
Yes, I am
Okay.
going to I have some darts. My darts are
Okay.
little paintbrushes with sharpened ends. So I'm going to look at the one that's most hurt, which is number 3, right? That's within my range.
Number 1 actually took 1 more point of damage.
I'm going to throw a sharpened paintbrush at him.
All right. Roll to hit.
20 all up.
That hits.
I'm gonna roll with and 5 points of damage.
5. Okay. And as he is hit,
Oh, why you get in our way? We don't need this. We just want to do what we are told.
I'm gonna look over to Trent and look back to the demons.
What were you told to do? I'm really confused here. You were like icicles or some shit.
and that brings us to Amariel's turn.
Okay, so are these like ice pixies or ice demons?
They are technically small elementals that are neutral.
Okay. Okay. I doubt I would recognize what it is then.
You can roll an Arcana check and
I kind of want to see. Probably not going to be the best at it. It's not horrible. Let's see. That's a 16.
all right, yeah. You recognize these. You saw them in the Feywild. They are ice methods. And they are basically just comprised of frigid air and water. They're usually aloof and cold and surpassing all other elemental methods in pitiless cruelty. And it strikes you as odd that the last one did say that they were doing what they were told, because usually they only work of their own accord.
Yeah, I am gonna would that be bonus action to use that, or
We'll give
free
that as
action?
a free action. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, cool. I'm going to get myself between the lovely Furbolg and these creatures, and in Sylvan,
Let me go ahead
I'm
and
going
grab one for her so that we know where she's at. She'd be about right there. Like she started to run away. Actually, no, she would have moved by now. She probably would have started running this way.
Oh, because then my catapult would have hit her instead.
Yeah, she had started to run. I had to like back up, and I'm all like, oh wait, no, where would she be?
If I hit her, I'd be like, oh, that makes much more sense. I fucked up again. Sorry.
All right.
I'm gonna speak in Sylvan and say the Queen of Air and Darkness would be upset with you. Why are you here? Do not do this.
I do not understand your funny words.
Oh, interesting.
But
you also
I
do-
did.
You would know that you would know that they don't normally speak common, and with your Arcana check, I'd say that you know that they usually only speak Aquan and Aran, which are the ice and
Interesting.
air elemental languages.
Nice.
So they get weirder and weirder.
Yeah, this is weird. I guess then, look, they're being aggressive. I have no choice. I'm going to have to attack these things. So I'm going to pull out my longsword, my scimitar, and get to hitting whatever one's the least damaged. I'm guessing that's
2 and
one.
4 have not been hit. So
Okay, I will attack 1 to begin with.
Okay.
So just put myself in melee. 19 to hit for
That'll
first
hit.
attack. All right, and then 9 points of slashing damage.
So as you pull out your sword, what does it look like as you destroy this first ice method?
Yeah, so Amariel, what's interesting is her weapons aren't made out of metal. They're made out of this weird crystalline material that appears incredibly sharp. And as she pulls it out, they kind of light up in this iridescent green and blue as she just takes a swipe at the one ice method and begins to prepare another attack of the scimitar. I did have to don my weapon, so that's usually a bonus action. So that is the end of my turn.
Okay. 1 second.
And Trent's all about the aesthetic, so like he's like all into this.
All right. So the first one is, oh no. Let me see what I can do with this. Haha,
Stuff.
he is now red, so that means he is dead.
Red is dead.
Red dead.
All right. And then that brings us back up to the top and the Mephit's turn. So the number 2 Mephit is going to... Oh, I do need you to make a dexterity saving throw for me, Amariel, as when the Mephit died, it burst and explodes into a burst of jagged ice.
All right, that's a 16.
All right, yeah, you do get out of it, but you do still take half damage from the blast. So you take a giant 1 point of damage.
Looking rough. She's not gonna make it. Coming right for us.
All right, so the second one is going to, you know what? They're going to cast Fog Cloud. Let me open that up quick so I remember what it does. All right, yeah, so there's nothing that he has to roll for or anything like that. He just brings up a fog cloud that is 20 feet. come on, do the thing. Oh, okay.
Do the thing.
No,
Do the
it's-
thing.
Do that thing. Do that thing. Do that. Do that. Do that.
It's a very angular fog cloud. So geometric.
haha. Okay. So we're gonna just do a rough amalgamation of what it is. So basically, that area is a fog cloud now.
Oh no.
See
I make
anything
sure I leave
anymore.
that up so I remember what it does. Because I'm smart. Okay. Oh. Oh. Oh, wait. 24. Okay. Yeah. For a second there, I misread it. Okay. So, yes, anybody in that sphere that is doing anything, it is at disadvantage. All right. The next one is going to now that it's can't be seen, it remembers where Maltris was, so it's going to run up to her and attempt to attack her. He hits her with a natural 20.
Oh
Do
no.
I see this?
And this is
See
number
that?
3, right? So it's
Oh.
not passing my threat range.
Correct. This is number 3. It was
Gotcha.
number 2 that cast the fog cloud, and then the number 3. So you don't see the Mephit attack her because he is in the fog, but you do see her take the hit because she's just out of the range of it. All right.
Oh,
So that
I don't think I have the
is-
ability yet to turn off critical hits yet.
If I could see it, I could fix it, but I don't see it, so I don't fix it.
Yeah.
So she takes. Ooh. Ooh.
She takes dead.
Yeah.
She's not quite all the way down, but for those of you that can see her, out of the mist, a claw reaches out and slashes at her, and she takes 7 points of slashing damage and 8 points of cold damage.
Girl, you in danger.
And she is like crumpled to the ground, bleeding and like shivering. So she's like 1 hit point away from going down.
Someone's gonna get a healing word here in a hot minute.
And then the number 4 is going to attempt to attack Lustin. Actually, they're going to use Frost Breath.
Oh,
And
goody.
a 15-foot cone of cold air comes out of its mouth. And you need to make a dexterity saving throw for me, please.
Dex save. That's a nat 20.
All right, so you're only
Nice.
going to take half damage. Oh wait, don't you have a resistance to cold damage or something? No.
Mm-mm.
Okay, that's all right.
You can if you want him to.
So I did roll full damage on 2d4, so you do take 4 points of damage.
Oh, dang.
And I'm going to throw caltrips around, and that's not good because that's a very pointy boy I don't want to step on. All right. Let me make sure that's all I want to do. Yes. Okay. And that will bring us to Trenton.
I'm going to move my 30 feet. So I'm just gonna run up behind Paintbrush and be like, lean over and be like, I don't think this is my fault, but I'm never really sure. And I'm just gonna reach over their shoulder and just set my finger in the area that I saw the claw come out. And I'm just
Okay.
gonna cast Create Bonfire in that space,
Let me
hoping
see.
that something is there.
All right, I'm going to have them roll that deck save at advantage because you can't see them. That's another natural 20. So they do get out of the way. We make sure it's not a half damage thing.
Not with a cantrip. it
Do I
shouldn't
do
be.
I draw where you want where I put the bonfire?
Yeah, that's fine if you want to do that, just so we know where it's at in case another creature moves into it. So yeah, his dexterity save takes him like right here.
It's not,
Anything else on your turn, or is that it?
it's not showing up, but it's the one that's like diagonal.
Yeah, I
into
can
the
see
shadow.
the red.
Oh, I don't see it on mine, but okay, yeah. So I have it there. And that's gonna be it for my turn as I slowly get down behind Paintbrush. I really didn't mean
Per
this.
my home rules, since that was a cantrip, as a bonus action, you can cast another cantrip.
I'm going to just tap Paintbrush's giant paintbrush on the tip and cast a light on it. I
So
don't
when
know,
he goes
maybe-
into the fray, he might see a little better.
Yeah, I was like, maybe this will help the vision. I don't know how any of this works. I was just having some ale.
All right. And then that will bring us to Lustin.
Oh, goody. Okay. Let's see if I can't do better this time. And I am going to actually bring out my conch shell and put it in front of it. I'm going to cast Hex on the mephit in front of me.
Okay.
And that is my bonus action. So now for my action, I'm going to hit this thing with my trident two-handed.
All right.
Try to shove it. Okay. That is a 17 plus 5. So 20.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay. 1d8 damage. Where's d8? That's d8. d8. That's 10 total points of piercing damage plus an additional, is it d6?
1d6 from Hex.
Hex.
Necrot.
Additional 4 damage from Hex.
Nice.
So 14 points of damage.
All right. And as you hit this
Excellent.
one,
The giant lady is almost down. Just let us do what we were asked, and we will be gone.
About no.
and that brings us to Errol's turn.
Okay. Now, do I know the approximate location of where was it Maltris, where they were?
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
before the fog cloud went, you could tell where she had been standing.
Okay.
You wouldn't be able to see that she got hit because the fog
Yeah.
cloud is in between you,
Okay.
but because people have said something about it, you would guess that she's been hurt.
Okay. All right, so let's move towards the corner of the fog cloud there. We're gonna move ourselves 30 feet, so I'm in this corner of the fog cloud right there. Now is Maltris still farther into the fog cloud?
No, she's actually outside of the fog cloud. She
Oh,
was just
okay.
on the opposite side of it.
Okay,
So
okay,
it was
okay.
in between you and her for you to be able
Okay.
to see.
So is she the little tree token over here?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So, all right. I can't reach her quite yet, but I'm going to start heading in that direction and be basically saying, hold on, I'm coming.
If you're not doing any actions, you can always dash over to her so that you're right by
Mhm.
her for the next round.
I have spare the dying and healing words. So
Oh, okay.
Should be okay.
Healing word you should be able to reach her with.
Yeah, but if I wait until she's down, she gets maximum because of Grave Cleric. She gets
Fair.
She gets everything if I wait.
I forget about that.
So it's kind
Good
of like
point.
Do I see him run into the fog?
Yeah, you'd see him.
There's a small fire in there. I would try avoiding it.
It's like
I don't know if you can see it. I can't see it, and I made it. Just letting you know.
What I think I will actually do, if it's okay, is grab my little token and have them on the outside a little bit, and then run some bless, if that's okay.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine.
Since I can't see anyone to attack them at this hot minute. So
Yeah.
And this is right here in front of me is Paintbrush and
Trent. Yes.
Trent. So we're gonna pop some bless on both of you with my 30-foot range. So I can't see anyone else within 30 feet, so I'm gonna bless
Correct.
myself too. So
Okay.
we're gonna pull up our holy symbol and say, okay, we're going to need some more help, and then just blow, and it's actually going to kind of look like a little bit of smoke that's going to come out and then circle all three of us. And now you have bless. So any attack rolls, saving throws, you add an additional D4.
Love it.
I start patting myself like, oh God, I'm getting dirty.
Oh.
I'm getting dirty.
Thank you.
As he's standing behind Paintbrush, who's covered in paint.
It's like there's such paint everywhere.
Why are you doing this?
All right. And that'll bring us to Paintbrush.
I am going to see or for blog go down. Wait right here, Trenton, and I'm gonna go right next to her. 15 feet. I'm just gonna swing with my no, the paintbrush is too valuable. I'm gonna take a hand swing instead.
Your life, my paintbrush is more valuable than your life, lady.
So
Make sure you add your
19 all
D4.
up.
Yes, that definitely hits.
Damage. Actually, I don't even know if he's right there. Did I hit him?
Yeah, you hit him.
Okay.
You're diagonal to him, so you kind of like it's still within 5 feet, so you're fine.
Okay.
You can feel the bonfire next to you, and you can see Melgtris next to you. And it would be at disadvantage though, because it is in the fog cloud. So roll again and take the lower.
I do things to help doesn't mean they actually help.
That one was a 12. And you said I get a D4?
You get a D4.
Did you say
That's
you
not
rolled
a D4.
12 though?
Yeah.
Well,
The
you knew
D4.
that 13 hit, so you might not need it. You're not.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's without my plus. Okay, I'm good.
But it's free. You roll that D4 anyway.
I got a 2
You'll-
on my D4.
You'll crit.
Okay.
You could crit on the D4.
So yeah, you definitely still hit. So go ahead and roll your damage.
All D4s explode.
This is not the system.
The house rule.
Why do I keep getting dirty? Now I'm covered in dice.
Only on
I mean,
blast.
if we did it that way, then Maltris would be completely down because that was
Yes.
D4.
No, it's only on
Both rolled
bless.
It's only blessed.
God bless.
That's it.
That's the only time it explodes.
It's only when it benefits us.
Hashtag D4 blessed.
And that's 8 damage.
You have chipped off some of the ice, but it is still up, as it says.
We just want the furry one. Oh, wait. Your furry one, not you, other furry one.
Oh, I look confused.
And that'll bring us to Amariel.
Well, let's see if I can get this fog cloud down. I'm gonna swing at the one to my right, which is number 2. So with disadvantage, come on. All right, that's a natural 20, so I'm really pissed right now. Because I have smite. That would be 4d8. Come on.
Oh,
Oh.
Unfortunately, we're not that lucky, but I rolled an 8, so that's a 13. So hopefully, I think that's
And just as a
That's
note,
5.
Steve did just remind me, there is advantage for both Skag and Danny through
Oh,
a coffee
sweet.
donation.
what?
Sweet.
nice.
Heck yeah. Thank you, whoever you are.
So you guys do have advantage.
Merci motherfucking cool.
Let's go.
Because you're classy, but still a little trashy.
So 13, does that hit?
Yes, that does hit.
Okay. I'm gonna smite.
That's right, you're gonna smite.
All right.
That's the paladin way.
The paladin way. All right. So first, I'm gonna roll my smite damage. So that's 2d8. So that's 11 points of radiant damage.
Okay.
Now I'm gonna roll my weapon damage, which is also a d8, and that is 9 points of slashing and
So 20
make a
total.
con save.
Oh,
See if we can get that fog cloud down. Let's hope. I've got a second attack.
nope. That's a 10. I don't think
All right.
that will. Or wait, it's fog cloud isn't a concentration. So if that's what you were trying to get.
Yeah, that's what I was hoping.
Oh
is,
no, fog cloud is
just
not
exists.
concentration.
It
Oh,
just-
gotcha.
it
I always
just
mess that one up.
exists.
Yeah.
It just exists. You're just screwed.
I know how the spell. I love the spell.
Just
It's
being
fun.
moisturized by the weather.
Yeah, it's fine.
Oh no, I lied. It is concentration. It is right there. But the 10 does make it because it's 10 and higher. So,
Alrighty. Let's try for a second attack.
but before
Before
you
you hit again. No, stop it. We just want to do our job and go.
I'm very, very sorry, but you did hurt people. If we could have had a conversation beforehand, this wouldn't be happening. I would like it if we could have a conversation, but you took that option out. So all I have left is to hit you until you stop moving.
Seems sensible
Second
to
attack.
me.
She sounds so happy saying that.
This is why lawful good paladins can become the most evil. Because I said no.
Not
Did
sure I
it?
understood all
Yes.
of that, but I'm for it.
All right. Do I just bust out all the smites? Yeah. I hate this cloud. It's gonna help. All right. Second, my last smite. Let's go. That's max damage on that. So 12 radiant damage.
Yep, already down.
Boy.
Okay, cool.
So the
It's dead.
fog cloud does disappear.
Slamming into him.
Nope, nope.
I don't understand this fog cloud. I don't want to be here anymore. Please go away.
Stop moving. Stop it.
Yeah, basically. I'm really, really sorry. I didn't mean to, but you made me have to. Who's next?
Can't see the
Aha,
entrance
there we
to
go.
the
Okay.
bar anymore.
All right.
That's smoke.
Well, 1 and 2 are red for dead. All right. And then we come back up to the last 2 Mephits' turn. So the third one is going to attempt to hit Malgtris again. But now, anybody who said they were going to do something, you can see the attack happening. Okay, he does hit her. It's not a crit, though.
Silvery barbs.
All right, and remind me what that does.
You magically distract the triggering
Disadvantage.
creature and turn it momentary uncertainty and encouragement to another. The trigger creature must re-roll the d20 and use the lower, and then I can choose someone else and give them advantage. So
All right.
disadvantage for the attack, and then I can give advantage to anyone
Well,
else.
they rolled a 19 on their second one.
Well, that was rude.
Oops.
So they do still hit her. And I mean, she only had 1 hit point left. So she does take this slash. And you do see the bright light that normally shines from her eyes just kind of die. She is only unconscious, but just that light has gone out.
And I'm gonna give advantage to Lustin, even though I technically don't know his name yet, because he's the only
That
one that's like
dude.
literally by himself with one
That
of them.
dude.
I believe in you, and that's how I give him his advantage.
Stranger. I believe in you, stranger.
And then I just give a thumbs up. And a very awkward, like the I don't know them, but I'm pretending like I know them. Does anyone know who they are?
I'm the lone
And
stranger.
on that note, oh no, we got one more Mephit that has to attack. That's right. They're going to attack Lustin. They're going to see if they get their fog cloud back, though.
Lustin for damage.
Nope, they do not get that back. Cool. Is a 12 going to hit?
Heck no.
So they kind of claw out at you and you just duck barely out of the way. And they say,
Annoying mortal beings. No, we just need to do our job and then we can go.
and that will bring us to Trent's turn.
To which I respond, no.
No.
Like after all that, just no. And then I'm going to move. Over here. And I'm just going to move my create bonfire one space over.
All right, let me roll that deck save.
Oh my god.
11. What was your DC?
15.
All right, it does hit them this time, so roll your damage.
7 fire damage.
It's down.
Yeah.
3.
Stay down.
It's red for dead.
Boom.
All right. Anything else on your turn?
And then no, I'm good with that.
All right. That brings us to Lustin's turn.
All right, goody. And I have advantage, so this is nice. And I'm going to say, how about you just go ahead and disappear anyways? Okay, that's a 20, not nat 20, just 20 total.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay, ducky. I need a D8 and a D6. What is that? Oh, that's an 8. That's nice. Oh yeah, I think this thing is kind of.
Wait, I do need paintbrush to make a dexterity saving throw as number 3 dies. And I should have asked for one for Marielle when number 2 died, but I forgot. So we'll let that one be a pass.
Okay, I will take the damage. I don't mind.
So this is max damage total. That'll be another 17, right? Yeah, 17 points of damage to this next one.
That one also goes down, and I need you to make a dexterity saving throw as well.
Oh no. I'm going to use the advantage that the Kofi person sent me.
What did you get on yours, Paintbrush?
18 all up.
All right, so you do still take half the damage. So let me roll that quick. You also take a giant 1 damage. And what did you roll, Lustin?
Rolled a 17.
You also only take half damage. I seriously just rolled 2 1s.
Goody.
So you also only take 1 point of damage as it explodes. And that is the last one down. And as you all kind of stop and breathe for a second, Maltris is unconscious.
Spare the dying and healing word.
All right. So that gives
word, they get automatic 8. They get 8 hit points back. I don't even
all
have
right.
to roll.
So you guys all just see him throw his hand out. What does the 2 spells technically look like as you reach out to her?
Spare the dying. I have to run over, and it's within 30 feet. So you see them concentrating a little bit more, and they pull kind of from their heart. They pull a little bit of energy out and just kind of push it out to as it weaves over and then settles into their chest also. And then you see them kind of calm a little bit and start breathing easy. And then healing word is kind of similar. They kind of just breathe out, and it's now like more of a red mist that glides right towards them, and then you see kind of a glow, and then they receive 8 hit points.
All right.
And I am going to use my bonus action to heal the second wind.
Okay.
To heal whatever.
While they're doing this, can I go and check out the other icicles? I'm just like poking them all with my
I
scimitar.
like this guy.
Making
I
sure,
love.
Nope, not demon thing.
Yeah, whoever is not involved in that wants to go and start knocking icicles down. Nothing else happens.
Okay, dokie. Goody. I am back at full health. Ha ha ha.
Nope, no more demon things. I checked.
I think, after Arrow's done that, they said, well, they came from somewhere for some reason. And I think they want to kind of investigate what's left of the explosions to see if they can find some remnants of what drew them there, and then also move over to Maltris to try to find out if there's some kind of tracking on them or if there's some reason why they would have done that.
All right. So yeah, as soon as you've healed her, she does come to on the ground, and she sits up, and even just sitting on the ground is easily taller than most of you.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, oh dear. I wonder what, I've never been attacked like that. I wonder what that was about. Oh, be a dear and help me up, she says to Paintbrush.
I'm gonna help her up. Do I need to roll a strength check or anything?
Give me an athletics check just to see if you actually do anything to help, or if mostly she's like just pulling herself up on you.
Can I insight check her when she says, I don't know why they would have attacked me?
Go for it.
Because I'm a big thing of like, I get attacked for no reason, but I sometimes am the reason.
Yeah, and Errol is completely ignoring whatever she is saying and is literally checking the ice explosions and then literally checking her over and just pretty much ignoring any kind of faux pas of like you were almost dead for like a couple seconds. Let's check you over.
13.
Okay,
15
first
for the
paint
athletic.
15. Okay, yeah. She grabs onto your hand and you get jerked forward just a little bit with the weight of her, but you do help her to her feet. on that insight check, you've seen her a few times because you've been into the tavern and you've seen her out and about, and she looks genuinely perplexed, but you're not sure if that's all that she's feeling about it.
If I can do that,
I know it's not my fault, and it's not her fault.
But yeah, if you check the shards of ice from the exploded mephits, they have all like melted.
Yeah.
Even though it's cold outside, they were frigid, and so it began to melt as.
Yeah. If I can check the scene at all in any kind of investigation check, it'd be a 28 with my plus D4 for a Vidalcan. If I can check over the furball and completely invade her privacy.
So you check her over, and the healing word did seal up most of the wounds from the claws, but she is still shivering a little bit because the cold did start to seep into her from the attacks. And you definitely find some weird stuff in her fur as you're starting to check over the damage. Like there's the odd bits and pieces of the now withering like flowers and leaves that got caught in her fur as she was in her greenhouse. You find like some bugs and some stuff. Like it's not that she's dirty, it's that she very obviously spends a lot of time in her greenhouse.
That's okay.
But with that investigation check, you do notice where the mephit that took her down was a shining little bead that you're unsure what it is.
Okay. And that did we find that in her fur also? Or
no, that was on the ground. Like you kind of saw it out of the corner of your eye sparkle.
Okay.
Because it's kind of got like almost an opalescent sheen to it, and so it sparkled a little bit different than the snow does.
Okay, let's pick that sweet thing up and then take a look at it. And first, I'll grab that and let's get inside before anything else happens. And then,
she's just like, yes, let us go inside, and drinks are on me and food is on me for you wonderful people who saved me from whatever that was.
I run to finish my ale at the table before going in.
And she does have a regular ale that is made elsewhere in town because she knows not everybody likes her drinks, but she does have many fermented herbal drinks that, like, there's an elderberry liqueur, there's a she made an attempt at a good berry liqueur, which tastes really weird and doesn't give you any benefits, but she tried. And just a couple other really weird things that she's just like, I have this in my garden, I run a tavern, we're gonna see what happens.
That's not the way to do it. I promise you that much. It's not good.
So she does usher you all into the tavern and tells her bartender the drinks for the rest of the evening for you all are on her. And she gets the chef to whip up a meal for you all. Do you all go in and sit down and maybe get to know these people you just fought with?
Maybe. Yeah, it might be a good idea to.
I'm already inside having a drink because she said she had it covered for the night.
This,
Errol will go back to the
Farmagician
and let Kavnas know what happened, and then kind of hold up the bauble a little bit and also pull out their magnifying glass that they have, and see if Kobnas and Arrow can kind of make heads or tails of it before they go back.
Go ahead. You roll investigation. I'm gonna roll something for Kobnas real quick.
Okay. Because I use the magnifying glass, it does give me advantage on the roll.
Okay.
And then we get the D4. This is what they do. That's 27.
So just investigating it, it just looks like it's it just fits in between two fingers. It's about the size of a pearl. It's opalescent, but it's not the opalescence that you associate with a pearl. It's almost oily looking. And you're not entirely sure what that means, but Kobnas kind of comes over and looks at it, and he shuffles back to his counter and he's like, yes, let's see, maybe this. And he comes back over with one of his homemade potions, and he takes a little dropper and gets just one little drop and drips it on there, and it starts to sizzle on the bead, and it doesn't like melt it or do any damage to it, but he's like, oh, I've never seen that before. I didn't even think this potion would work. It's supposed to reveal if there's an evil intent involved in the creation of it. So it is most likely magical. And it was definitely touched by evil. We might need to take this to one of my wizard friends. They would know more. Yes, over at the wizard school. Would you like to leave it with me and I will take it over, or would you like to wait until tomorrow and we'll go?
I think I'll confer with the individuals who greatly assisted in taking down the methods and saving our friend over at the Wacky Mole. If it's all right with you, I'll hold on to it and see if we can detect a little magic, and then I'll check in with you in the morning. Is that okay?
Certainly. Yes. If you can't figure out enough about it, we will take it to the wizard school to my friend. Yes.
And if we get and I'd also like to keep it with me in case whatever's attacking them comes looking. I'd prefer it not coming looking for you. You've had enough trouble as it is. And so
yes, we do not want trouble. Nope. Too much trouble. You're not trouble, but too much trouble.
I'll bring back a plate from you from the Wacky Mole, unless it's trash, and then I'll make something later.
Ooh.
So they will definitely head back because they don't want to necessarily keep this a secret from everyone else, since everyone else was involved. So
all right. So as you walk back into the Wacky Mole Tavern and join everybody else at the table, okay.
I was just gonna say that before I go in, I'm gonna get I probably have a vial from the greenhouse, and I kind of just collect whatever remains are left, because I'm gonna go and bury them in the greenhouse beforehand and try and grow something out of it just before I go and meet with everybody else.
Okay, yeah, I'd say with the vial, you are able to go to the last one that was killed, and as it's melting, get some of the water from it.
Yeah.
So as you all go into the Wacky Mole Tavern and sit down at a table and are prepared to enjoy drink and food, we are going to take our break, and we will be back in about 5 or 10 minutes.
Break.
I'm probably already on screen, but I can't see it up. Yep, there we go. Welcome back. And for those who have just joined us, in the first half of the game, we did meet all of our characters in the various places they were hanging out in the Italis marketplace. When the tavern or the owner of the Wacky Mole Tavern, Maltris Moldrum, disturbed some icicles that turned out to be ice mephits. And they all responded to the screams, and a fight ensued, and they were victorious, minus the Furbolg, going unconscious. And then once they brought her back up, she invited them into the tavern with promises of drink and food for the rest of the evening.
Free alcohol.
And so we open on all of your characters around a table. Most of you don't even know each other's names.
Nope. Awkward silence is, I guess, an option that we could have. And Lustin will sit down and put his hat and his conch shell on another chair, and an empty chair, and just let it sit there on top of each other.
I just look at Paintbrush and I just shrug.
Don't worry, it's okay. It's okay. It's friendly. Well, they're friendly.
And I think Errol will have come in a little bit later because they were with Cobnas for a little bit trying to figure it out, and then we'll kind of approach the table and ask, is a seat with a conch shell taken? Should I grab another one?
Yeah, they like their space.
Okay, fair enough. And then we'll just pull up another chair and pretty much just dismiss it as that's not the weirdest thing I've seen. And kind of sit down and and ask for a couple glasses of whiskey, and then kind of put the little pearl on the table. So
you would know from having been in the Wacky Mole Tavern that when you ask for whiskey, it's not what you expect from a normal whiskey. It's an herbal whiskey, but it's still pretty good.
That's okay. It's okay. I'll put the
confused. Pearl
pearl on the table and say, I found this on the ground. I had Cobnas look it over, and there's something. It's been touched by evil, according to the man over at the Farm Magician. I haven't casted detect magic at it yet.
I start reaching for it because you said it was touched by evil.
Yeah. Take a look at it. Don't keep it.
So I'm just gonna play with it, and then I'm just gonna ritually cast detect magic.
All right.
And you just see Trenton's eyes go completely black for a second, and then where the people would be, a little bright white light starts, and it almost looks like a sun is like forming and starting to glow. And I'm doing that thing that people like drummers do and magicians with like the fingers of like rolling a quarter, a stick, and just balancing it between my fingers. And it almost becomes like a hypnotic movement of just transitioning between one and the other. And it starts giving off a faint glow. And then depending on the school of magic is the color of the glow it'll give off.
Let me look that up quick. But while I'm doing that and he's ritually casting, since it does take a while, what are the rest of you doing?
Lustin will say, well, I will have this whiskey, I guess. This sounds fine to me. The name is Lustin, by the way. Nice.
Yep, Arrow. Glad to meet you. And they will just kind of drink down the whiskey the minute it hits the table.
Is it good?
It's herbal. It's different. It does the job, and it's free. So yes, it's good because it's free.
The free part is what it really sells it. Okay.
Yeah. I I stay over at Cobnos's place over around the corner. He said he's got a wizard friend that he can introduce us to if you all want to come with, take a look at it. Not a fan of people getting axed in the middle of the square, so I'm thinking about going over there to take a look at it tomorrow. If you want to come along, I'm hoping that there's a mystery to be solved and maybe some payment involved as well.
Well, I guess
Payment?
we're.
What's that? Is that like a deal?
It is very similar to a deal, and they take a coin, gold coin out of their pocket. And so usually with most deals, I like them to include these kind of, they like to include money. Use these to buy things with.
I'm okay. I'm gonna rifle through my bag and like pull out like notes, and I'm looking through for certain vocabulary. Okay, bye. Okay. Deal. Okay. That's very interesting. So like you don't say like okay, like I'll help you, and then in exchange that you'll bless my firstborn so they're a good artist. Like that doesn't work here.
That happens times. Like I solved a problem for Cobnos over at the Pharmagician, and now he lets me stay there. So those are sometimes the best deals. But let's say we saved the woman's life who runs the place, so now she's giving us drinks and food. If we hadn't saved
this
her
makes a
life,
lot more sense. I
we
didn't
didn't-
understand like
yes.
why you couldn't just take things.
Hmm.
So
oh, you can just take things, but usually people get mad.
oh. Okay.
I
this is
overhear
very
that. They
confusing.
only get mad if you get caught, as I'm still
As I'm like,
ritually casting.
touching my nose and like that right there.
They're only mad if you get caught.
I mean, they'll still be bad, but they won't know you did it.
Oh, that's okay. So it's just like when you ask a tree if you want an apple. Like that's how.
If you're
Okay.
into that.
Okay, this makes a lot more sense. I really appreciate it. I'm new. I'm Marielle. It's really nice to meet you guys.
Yes. Mario,
Wow.
thank you for your help.
It was very nice to meet you, Mariel. And what about you two? And he's gonna.
My
I,
eyes are still glazed over, but I'm hearing things. I'm just focusing on
Okay.
this.
And what
My,
about you?
my tabaxi is showing, so as he's playing with this shiny objects, my pupils got real big, and I'm still listening. You can see my little ears going, but I'm just so fascinated with this marble. My name's Paintbrush. As I keep going back to this marble dancing around his hands.
I was muted. God damn it.
The BBEG of life. The microphone mute button.
So the aura coming off of the little bead is gray now, and you would know that that is an enchantment.
Oh, it seems like this spell has some enchantment magic. Not necessarily evil, but normally that's like necromancy. But you
And as
Can-
Amariel was talking and like trying to figure out these terms, Maltris does come by with some bowls of stew, and it looks like it's mostly a vegetable stew, but there are bits and pieces of a white fish in it. And she says, Amariel is staying in my greenhouse because she does these little pretty bits of druid craft for me. And I get these pretty flowers. And then she hustles back off.
It's not that much.
Yep. Sorry. Go ahead.
It's not that much. I'm not really good at it. But I can do this, and I kind of like grow like a flower in my hand. It's like it looks like incredibly bright and like pigmented and almost a mishmash of like a hibiscus and a lily and a almost like an iris, but it like weaves into this weird plant that probably is not native to this world.
May I have that?
Yeah.
Okay, and then I thank you very much, and I will open up one of my journals or something and kind of press it and keep it, and so we'll keep it. And I appreciate it. Is there anything I can do for you giving me this flower?
Oh, I don't know. Can
Well,
you
here.
show me how money works?
I will show you how money works, and then I will
Okay.
also, as a cantrip, cast mending on anything that was ripped or any kind of, anything on their clothes that was ripped or anything else during the battle.
I'm gonna lift my white robe to him. Can you fix this? It kind of means a lot to me.
I would be more than happy to. And again, casting mending on anyone's clothes or anything that needed, kind of repairing, and even ended up just mindlessly doing that to any of the bumps and dents, even in the table itself.
I
spin
would
the bead in
say
the middle of the
that you
table
also,
back to
because
him.
the open table was by the window that got broken, and you
Mhm.
could use mending to fix that.
Yes, that's absent-mindedly, kind of mending this or that. And then before Maltris left, I would have asked to, kind of like a wooden bowl container to take some of the stew back to Cobnas when I was done.
Oh, of course. Kabnas is my friend. You can bring him. Here, I will go and get you a to-go container. And she
Okay.
does like go and get a little wooden bowl and has like this green paper that she's put over top of it so that like it looks like paper, but like when it splashes against it, it doesn't like make the paper wet or anything like that. So it's like a wax paper so that it doesn't spill.
Wrap. I'm gonna lean over to Amariel and I'll be like, and in Sylvan, I'm gonna say, "Ha, you speak Sylvan. Interesting. Not many people speak that around here."
I think Mario just goes like red. I wasn't supposed to do that. I'm very yeah. It's not normal speaking. This is usually where the way I speak. But it's interesting to know someone else. No one else knew it, so I kind of had to switch over. It's a little difficult getting used to things here.
You're
There's
not from
always
around here?
No,
Do you want people to know that you're not from here?
I mean, probably is not the best idea.
You would get a little curious as she's saying this because you do know that outside of portals to the Feywild or some random other portals that open to other planes, that the storms and everything keep any airships or regular ships from ever landing on Artena.
So I'm gonna make a mental note that she's not from here. But I'll just say, I won't say that you're not from here, but
Okay,
to make your
I
life
got yeah.
easier, avoid the Sylvan. Not there's anything wrong with it,
Oh,
but it avoids
okay.
questions.
All right, I can do that.
And then I go back to common. Who's ready for another round?
Just raise my hand. Don't even say anything. Just raising hands. We're polite here at the table.
And as you've had a few drinks and you're starting to get to know each other better, you do hear the front door open and a fairly rotund man that is in a very nice set of robes and has this air of importance about him does bustle in, and he walks over to Maltris and he's like, "Maltris, my dear, are you okay? I heard you were attacked." She's like, "Oh, yes, these lovely people at this table over here, they fought off these icicles and saved me." And he kind of looks over at you guys and he's like, They must be adventurers. I'm going to go introduce myself. And he comes over and he's like clearing his throat. Yes. Hello. My name is Magister Leroy. And I just made that up because I totally forgot to do that earlier.
Leroy Jenkins.
Oops.
I'm
And
very pleased. to
he's
meet
like,
you.
pray tell, are you the fighters who bested these things that Malgris told me about?
Some of the rest of these are definitely fighters. I was mostly in the background of making sure Maltris could get back up and do what she needs to do by the will of Priscos.
Oh, a follower of Priscos, are you? He's an interesting one, so you must be an interesting one. Haven't I seen you at the Pharmagician?
Yes.
Excellent, excellent. You're an investigator, if I remember correctly.
Starting out, yes. I have an eye for things that are not in their place. And I like to provide answers to people that may be seeking them. And currently we're trying to figure out why someone would bother someone as nice as the purveyor of this fine place. And hopefully we can have some answers to that.
Yes, I see. And the rest of you all helped in this endeavor. Yes?
Well, yeah, we did our parts, I guess.
Just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent,
He
excellent.
says as chugging the drink.
I might inquire. I am a member of the Neodar. And unless you don't, and if you're not around from here, we have been in fraught negotiations with the members of the Ploquier and their militariness over how the government is going to be run here in Belmoral. And I thought I might hire you to maybe go and see what you can find about what they might have planned. Just, that inside information. We want to make this a thriving, money-making town. We don't want all of these guards they want flooding the streets and all of this law and order of the highest martial, blah, blah, blah. We want to see it be what Belmoral has always been, a place of learning and of commerce. Do you think you would be able to do this for me?
I mean, I can't speak for everybody. We only just met today, but I can.
We're doing this for free?
Oh, of course not. Of course not. There would be a 50 gold reward for any information that you bring us, me and my counterparts in the Neodar, for helping these negotiations go more in our favor.
What's the so the term of payment is 50 gold if we bring information that assists in the negotiations?
Yes. There's one in particular, General Nalstrom. He has been giving us issues. He is proposing, he's kind of gone on the extreme on their end. Not all of the Ploquier want to go to the extremes that he does, but he is very much on this martial law kick where he wants to double the guards and create a military for Belmoral when we don't go to war with anybody. All of the cities get along well. The orcs, the tribes are content with what they have going on. We have no attacks from the Underdark. Those ended hundreds of years ago. I would like to know why he wants to build up all of this martial law and see if there's anything to it, or if he's just power hungry.
I'm gonna pull out my spell book because at the very, very back, there's a list of like important dates that I can't miss at school. Because if not, my family will kill me. Are there any important upcoming practical exams I need to show up for?
You do have one thing the next day, but as you're looking at your calendar, he does say, and there's no like immediate time limit on this. The negotiations aren't for another 4 days, so if you could get it in the next 3, that would be perfectly fine.
I'm up for it. I only have something tomorrow, but after that, I think I'm free unless I forgot to write something down, which is totally possible, but I'm not going to fix that.
Yeah, Errol nods his head, and I said, I think the terms you are suggesting are appropriate. If we end up running into some incidentals or some additional issues, is there a room for negotiation at the back end when we come with information?
The 50 gold, we will say, is a definite, whether you find anything or not. I'm not sure where exactly he might keep anything that is this secret. So, of course, you will get this regardless. And he does give you 20 gold up front. In case there is anything you feel you might need for this, depending on what you bring, we could negotiate for more. And if there's some issues you run into that require more money, we can definitely talk.
Okay, this is satisfactory for me. Harold takes the 20 gold and splits it between 4 between the 5 of us. He looks at Amarillo. You'll want to get a separate coin purse to hold the money that we receive, and then keep it someplace on your person, and we'll go about and how much things cost and go from there.
Okay.
This is satisfactory. Thank you for your help. He
Oh
will
no,
ask for
and
the
thank
location.
you. He's like, here, and he hands a piece of paper to you that does have an address in town.
Yep.
That is in the so the Neodar are the they're kind of like the upper class, the rich people in town that are in a stalemate currently with the Procure, the military faction, of who is actually going to govern the city. And it has been about a year and a half since they started this, and neither of them are giving any room, but neither of them have made any like overt grabs for power or anything like that as of yet. And so it's kind of like neither here nor there for what exactly is going to happen. Like there's bets on it, but it's pretty even at the moment.
Can we get a location for the general? Their last known location where they may live.
He does give you another piece of paper that does have he does spend most of his time in one of the guardhouses at one of the entrances to town. And then he does have a small abode in an apartment building.
Okay.
He's like, if you're going to find anything, it's most likely to be in the guardhouse.
Okay. Well,
all right. Thank you so much. Yes, in 3 days' time, no matter what you have found, come and find me at my domicile, and we will conclude our business then.
And what is that place again exactly?
Which place?
Your domicile.
Oh, it's my house in the Neodar district.
Okay.
You have been in Belmoral before. You might be newly back, but you did make the attempt at the Bard School in town here. So
Yep.
I feel like
All
I
right.
would know where that is, right?
yeah, anybody who's been in I think the only one who wouldn't know where it is Amarielle, unless she's done a lot of exploring outside of
No, it is town. Yes, she knows those forests incredibly well. Anything inside of town, nah.
Yeah, so the forest that you came in at is right here. If you can see it on the map, I don't know if it's showing
Okay.
up with my pointer.
Mhm.
And then Belmoral, this is where you're all at right now. So when you did arrive in the forest, you were directed by someone
Okay.
that you occasionally talk to, that
Mhm.
Belmoral is where you were needed.
Okay.
I'm gonna lean
So
over
as
to
the night winds
paintbrush.
down, huh?
No, I was just gonna lean over paintbrush, be like, "Guess you're stuck doing this too."
Yeah, wherever you go, I go. I see that look. I'm gonna eat some stew just with my hands.
So I'm
folded.
gonna ask them. So I gotta ask, is that one like your babysitter?
Yes.
Why do you
I-
need to have a babysitter? You look fully grown. Are you not?
Good question.
I'm supposed to do some things and I kind of try to avoid them. So they kind of make sure I don't avoid them.
Yeah, and I'm very proud of the decision you made earlier. You looked at your calendar and everything. You're doing good.
I mostly just whispered because you were next to me, so I knew I had to.
The result was the same regardless. So congratulations.
And as the evening is winding down, you continue to drink and eat. And Errol, you took the food across over to Cobnus and gave him a little bit of an update on the Pearl, and then you went back and continued to get to know these people you were going to be on a job with. And as it reaches about 10 p.m., Malgris is like, all right, I must go to bed now. I'm still very cold and I would like to sleep. So we're going to close down for the night. But you are welcome here anytime.
And I will hand over to Silver also. I appreciate your time.
Oh, this
Subtracted
is
that.
unnecessary, but thank you.
It's totally necessary after what you've been through today. And he will take his hat off of his conch shell, reach into his conch shell, and grab a gold piece and hand it to her.
Oh, you are all too generous. You helped me. I don't need payment.
It's not about that. It's about what you've actually been through today. It's not a pleasant thing to do.
She kind of looks at you for a second. She's like, I think I remember seeing you before, but you have been out of town for a while, I believe.
Yeah, I've been out and about.
Do you have a place to stay in town? I mean, I don't have any room, but I could probably help you find somewhere.
That would be much appreciated. I would actually like to know a place to put my head down for the night.
She puts her hand on Errol's shoulder and she's like, you live above Cobness's place. Isn't there a second bedroom?
I believe that there is. And this one has definitely shown their mettle of being able to assist you and assist us. So we'll go over and talk to the old man and let him know what's going to happen.
Excellent. Tell Cobness that if he does not let him stay, he is not getting lunch tomorrow.
Okay. Before we leave, again, you were attacked most viciously, and they were specifically looking for you.
I
While
still
you-
do not know why.
Okay.
It is very concerning.
Do you have any information on the ongoing difficulties between the Nadar and the Plokir? Have they been in there? Has anyone been talking to you? Have you had any information on what's going on, or have any influence on what is taking place?
Occasionally, the Magister will come in here and check up on me. But for the most part, unless the Plokir have guards in the area, they mostly stick to their own sections. The Neodar do come down to speak with. 1 second, because I forget things
Words.
and stuff.
Words are hard.
I forget an NPC's name. Oh, I did not put them over here. The owner of Gem Culture, I forget her name, because I apparently did not have enough tabs.
Never enough.
Z, we will call her
Yep.
Z. They go and see her because she is the best clothier in town. She just keeps shop here because why would she go elsewhere when they come to her, and she pays less in her rent.
It's Zelvia over at the Gemstone Couture.
Yes,
correct?
yes.
Okay.
Thank you for that.
So she may have some more information on what's going on. Okay. If you think of anything, please let me know. And if I'm not there, leave a message with Copness.
Certainly. But thank you all again. And minus Amariel, of course. I bid you a good night. And as you all go to the various places where you're staying, Cobnas readily agrees. Anybody who helps Maltris is welcome here. He's like, we will discuss possible rent some other time.
Possible rent. Okay.
I like to do a lot with trade. We might be able to work something out.
And what kind of trade do you deal in is the next question that we must ask.
I mean, do you happen to have ever worked in a shop before?
I mean, yeah, I used to.
Oh, excellent. I could use another hand around. Not for too much work, but just here and there, and it'll cover your rent, and I'll give you a little extra for some food and necessities. And how does that sound?
That sounds great.
Excellent. We will talk more tomorrow. I am tired and I'm going to sleep.
It is getting late. You are right.
And the room that you have there, it's, not a huge room by any means, but it's got a bed and it's got a bedside table, and you all repair to your various places to settle in for the
One
night.
thing.
Okay.
I'm gonna walk Trenton to his to the wizard school to make sure he goes. Good night.
Fair.
And then as I drop him off, I'm gonna make sure he goes through the door, closes behind him, and then I'm gonna take my white robe off and just have my black bodysuit on and fold up my little white robes. And that blank wall that I seen earlier, I'm gonna go back to it. And I'm gonna remember that pretty flower that Amriel made and try to recreate it. So I'm gonna open my little pouch with my paint, my little
All right.
ration I'm gonna put in, and I'm gonna paint on this big empty wall.
All right, give me a performance check, please.
It's not good.
Remember, you also have expertise in it, so you get a double proficiency bonus to it if it's not already coming up.
Okay, so it says 3, so 6, right?
Let me look quick. No, it is +3 even with the yeah, because expertise, I guess it's half proficiency up, but Regardless, yeah.
Altogether,
If
17.
it's 3 with double, that means you probably have like a -1 to
Mhm.
charisma.
Yes, he does.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, so then it is 3 'cause it's
Yep.
2 + 2 for 4.
That's why I gave him the skilled performance feat since he's
Very
a
nice.
ranger. So yes, with a 17, you do a fairly good job of recreating the flower. Like the colors might be slightly off, but otherwise. Also roll me a stealth check to make sure that you weren't seen doing this.
Okay, I think that I'm good at. Yeah, I'm good at that one. Ooh, that is a dirty 20, 20 all up.
Oh yeah, no, you're like anytime a guard you see coming close, you just freeze and like you've got a little hood that covers your ears and stuff with the suit, and so you just kind of blend in with the shadows. For the rest of you, as you're settling down and going to sleep, Errol, Amariel, and Lustin, as you all fall asleep, each of you has a dream.
I'm in
Lustin.
I'm in this thing.
Oh, you
My
went
conch
into
shell.
the conch shell? Okay.
I'm in the conch
You're
shell.
in your vessel.
Yes. I'm in my conch shell.
So as you're in the conch shell, you're just dozing off and you hear just a light splashing and you still continue to fall asleep. And usually in these dreams, the couple you've had, you see the mermaids, the muses. But this time, a satyr appears on the edge of the lagoon. And he's like, excellent. Things are going as planned.
Oh, the hold the phone. Or hold the
Oh.
sending stone.
What's a phone?
The satyr that you see he's a fairly short satyr. He's got red hair. He's looks a little gruff, but he does have this air of very moistness.
One of my favorite words.
Like you can still like see some similarities between him and the muses, and you do remember one of them saying something about their master, and he's like, there's something important that must be done for the continent as a whole, but the first clue is in this city. But can you find it? And as he says that, you feel like you're falling through your bed. And this dreamscape opens of this giant storm, which you recognize from having been to the coast as the storm that rages off of the coast of the continent that no airship or ship has made it past. Occasionally an airship will make it far enough that it'll crash in Artena, but usually only one, maybe two people walk away from those. And most attempts have stopped of that because they can't get back out to make any reports to those that have hired them. But you're thrown into this storm and you're buffeted about in it. And all of a sudden you were lifted in the air, and in front of you, you see a rune that looks almost like a jagged spiral. And the voice speaks into your head. Seek out the rune. Find the secrets. Begin the change. And then you're dropped into the water and you wake up sweating and smelling of seawater.
Okay, don't do that again. I don't like this. Let's look up, just like look around the room, his little tiny room. Okay. That wasn't any of you, and he's just gonna like shout out to the void.
It was our master.
Got it. Okay. First clue in city. The hell does this mean? Something's going on in the continent.
Well, something's been going on for 600 years.
Oh boy. Oh jeez. I guess I'm not storm blessed yet, I guess.
And then we cut to Errol in the next room over. And as you drift into sleep, you finally fall asleep. And you also feel as if you've fallen through your bed and you land at a crossroads. Fog is surrounding it. And this shadowy figure approaches you. I knew I needed more notes up, and I did not have them all up.
That's the way it always works.
Air will definitely stand in place and look as they recognize the crossroads and kind of waits patiently.
So the figure that is coming towards you, mostly you see just a shrouded figure in dark gray robes. As he gets closer, you see the bony fingers clutching the scythe. And he reaches out towards you and points at you. And he says, "Change is beginning. The crossroads is set. Follow the spiral, for it will lead you to either the answers we all seek or destruction." And he swings the scythe in the air and it cuts an hole in the scene and he's swept up into it. And you fall to your knees. And on the ground in front of you, you do see a spiral pendant that looks like the same jagged spiral.
Okay. We'll definitely try to pick it up. So still, am I not sure if I'm in the dream still or not?
You're still on the crossroads and you are
Okay.
able to pick it up and you look
Okay.
at it and you kind of sit and kind of just stare at it as the fog gets thicker and thicker around you and you're back in your bed asleep.
Okay.
Amariel, you've gone back to the greenhouse and the little building that Malgtris has in there and the cot that she set up for you since she took such a liking to you. And you lay down. And yours isn't a dream. You're not quite asleep when you feel a warm wind blow through. And as you kind of look around for what happened, you hear a soft voice in the greenhouse that is very different from Malgtris's. Do you go and check it out?
Yeah, I think I'll get up and kind of Druid craft like one of the glowing flowers from the lagoon I grew up near and kind of use that to go looking.
As you walk out, you see a familiar figure that you've talked to once before. The half-elf with the tangled silver hair, leaves and flower petals woven into it. She's wearing a flowing cloak that kind of starts as a soft gray and goes down into a dark green, so dark it's almost black. She has an owl on her shoulder and a raven on the other shoulder. Her eyes look almost completely black. And she looks at you and she says, "Ah, child, you have done well to make it to the city. Not only have you made it here, but you have made strong allies. Many of them are being set on the same path that I have set you on. They are being told to look for this jagged spiral. All of the gods have seen this in a vision. We're not entirely sure what it means, but we know that this ruin must be found, and it'll begin to lead to answers about what happened to this continent 600 years ago.
Oh, all right. And then if I do this, then it's over. It's done.
Yes, it won't be a short journey. It will take many, many, many efforts to complete. But yes, once you have completed this, the contract is finalized and you are free.
Okay. And she's okay.
Yes, she sits beneath the ever-blooming tree in the Glame Empire as we speak.
Okay. I'll get it done. Just keep her safe, okay?
Yes, absolutely. She does wish me to give you this. And you get another yellow bead, like those orange and blue ones in your hair.
I'll take it and just kind of roll it through my fingers. Okay. Okay. Thank you.
You are welcome. Now go, rest. I'm unsure if the other two that have been given the same vision will bring it up tomorrow, but you might mention the jagged spiral to them and see what they may have learned. And she does take a rose from the garden, and she quickly bends it into a jagged spiral, and then she puts it between her hands, and a burst of energy goes, and she's like, it will remain in this shape. Keep it close to you.
All right. Thank you. All right. And she just kind of like holds her head, just trying to deal with the task she's been given and deal with seeing her again and leave.
All right. And with that, you all do get a long rest after the fight of the before day. And I think that is where we're going to leave it for this session. I think that's a good stopping point.
On a cliffhanger.
Great.
And I'm just chilling in my trance. I have no pathetic grief, no responsibility.
Oh, your
You
time
know,
is coming.
Yeah,
From that 4 hour.
that's
Don't
why
worry
I
about
have,
it.
that's why I have stealth.
Oh, who said stuff matters?
No, it doesn't, man. It doesn't.
Who said
Try
stuff
that
matters
shit.
in
It doesn't
dreams?
work.
But thank you all for playing with me in this game. I'm super excited for where things are going. Thank you to all of our audience members who joined us and to any who watch the VOD in the future. We thank you for your view as well. We'll go ahead and have everybody say where you can find them, what they have going on outside of this, and anything else they would like to mention. We will start with Skag this time.
Alrighty. All right. Hey, everybody. I'm Skagwater RPG. You can find me pretty much on all the socials under that name. And yeah, this has been a fun session. You can also find me playing Michael Malibu on Dice Drop Evolution, another actual play podcast. If I could get words out, it'd be great. And yeah, I am excited for next week because of what this is going to entail. Because I didn't actually get it. I don't think he didn't hand me any of the jagged stuff, right? I didn't miss that.
You weren't handed anything.
Okay,
of it,
cool.
No. You were.
All right.
You just saw it.
All right, that's all that I want to know. Because I was like, okay, they got something. I didn't get anything. Cool.
But you will recognize it, and it is actually roll me an investigation check.
Oh no. Okay, hold on. Let me see this. Let's roll. Oh, okay. Neither good nor bad. Investigation is okay. It's a 12.
You in the morning kind of look around a little bit and did that really happen? And as you start getting ready, you go to put your coat on, and you do see on the inside of your elbow there is a jagged spiral tattoo.
I don't like this. I'm gonna grab as I pop out of the conch shell. I don't like this.
All right, let us go on to Izzy.
Hi, I'm Izzy. I am just on here, so I'll see you guys next week. You can find me on Instagram, all lowercase, and together, Izzy Talavera. And yeah, I'll see you guys next week. Good night.
Mary.
Hi, I'm Mary Kate Mead. You can find me on socials at the Nerd on Wheels 15 or the Nerd on Wheels, where I chat about disability, TTRPGs, and everything in between. You can also catch me this week. We've got our hiatus show, which is a City of Mist game where we are totally not ripping off Descendants and making a Descendants themed City of Mist game. And then next week, Weird Web is back, which is our Monster of the Week campaign over on 2000 Tales. You can check out our podcast and our actual plays over on YouTube.
And Steve. You're muted.
Everybody has done it tonight.
Yeah. My name's Steve. You can find me on Twitter at W9Steve. Most other places I'm known as Hermes4939 with Discord and YouTube. I'm playing Arrow the Cleric, and you can find me here, and then as a mod over on Exquisite Corpse, where Kristen is also playing a character there. So thanks a lot, everyone.
And Danny.
Hi, I'm Danny. You can find me on the socials as Dr. Snugglebutts with the Z at the end. You can also catch me on Sundays for a late night stream. It's like 7 Pacific, 10 Eastern. I'm not too good with time conversions right now because I'm tired. Playing Theron in Shadow of Memories, a very chaotic sorcerer warlock who likes stealing a lot of stuff.
They're very chaotic. I can agree with that. I can attend to that.
I played in a game with him, and it was very interesting.
Look, I'm just saying, people don't know how fun twin spelling something that's kind of like disrespectful is even more disrespectful. But yeah, so come check that out and make sure you follow here and come back next week. That's it.
And as always, I am Kristen. You can find me on the internet at Darth Surrealish. For the foreseeable future, we are going to be having this on Monday nights. We will have a couple breaks built in for our sanity and for some trips that are being taken. We are doing this in a 15-episode season layout. So stick around to see what this season brings and all of the fun there. Tomorrow night, we have Chaos Commentary, where Kat and I will be talking TTRPG stuff. It's going to be a pretty interesting talk, I think, tomorrow night. So be sure to tune in for that. Every other Tuesday is Chaos Curiosities. Well, I'll be doing world building for this game and my Cyberpunk game, which will be starting on the 17th. Also a long-term campaign. We've got a great cast lined up for that. Some great stories are happening. On the 16th, we are also starting another long-term 5e homebrew campaign, DM'd by our very own North Shore DM, Chad. I will be playing in this one, and I'm super excited. It's a really interesting concept. It's at the threshold. And then we have some more watercolor wizardry coming up with Maria on the 28th, and she's going to finish out the character art for the last 2 characters in this game. And then we will have character art on stream, and it's very exciting.
I love that. She's freaking fantastic. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
so jealous. I want mine.
And then she will be joining us as a DM. Sorry, I just read a message. She will be joining us as a DM for another 5e homebrew campaign that will she'll be doing some watercolor wizardry for characters for that. And then she will have a couple of lead-in one-shots towards the end of July. And then I believe August is when we're going to fully get that campaign going. And I'm also playing in that one. So I'm super excited for that. And then on Saturday nights, you can catch me on Exquisite Corpse Presents as Candy, the blind hacker with a lot of bi panic.
A lot. A lot.
Mucho.
Dark Tales. Oh, I can't help it every single time.
But thanks again, everybody, for coming out and joining us. Stick around. We are going to raid into Dork Tales here in a minute. They have some awesome cosplay for their shows, and the games are amazing. So be sure to give them a like and maybe a follow or whatever, because this isn't YouTube.
They are fantastic people.
They are.
Make sure to give him a boop.
No, boot me. Don't boot me. I boot back. And it's very aggressive.
But again, thanks for coming out. And we look forward to seeing you with everything else we're going to be doing.
Bye.
Bye. Good night.
Bye-bye.
See you next week. Bye-bye.
And we have raided.
Woo!